Hello everybody, my name is Sarah. Yeah, wow, it's really over. We're here, and I'm the last one, so it really is over. So I did my internship here actually in Rochester at Bishop Kearney High School. My mentor was Kathy Quigley, and we did match more than one occasion, and that actually was my last day, and we matched with one of the teachers, so like the three of us were all in that shade of blue. She's also a certified cute speech transliterator, so I was exposed to her using cute speech. We worked with one deaf student. He is a senior in high school. He also has cerebral palsy, so some of his sign productions was a challenge to understand, but he was pretty good at voicing for himself and advocating for himself. And the one thing that really impressed me about this high school is that they were very accommodating to his needs. He's been there all 4 years, but every year before school starts, they all have like a powwow with the teacher of the deaf that he works with and his interpreters, and everybody makes sure they're on the same page, meeting his needs. And then I just put a couple facts that she likes. We bonded over my dog Milo because he's really cute and she liked him. And I actually found her because I was reaching out to OCs in my hometown, and she actually emailed me and she said, hey, I'm looking for a mentee, let's see if it works. And before that I was feverishly emailing every certified R&D member in the Rochester area, so I was a little persistent and it ended up working out. This is just a funny joke. You guys can read it if you want. But it's kind of some of the stuff that I face on a daily basis, especially in a educational setting, and teachers were trying to make jokes. And as some of you know, hearing jokes don't go over as well in the deaf community. But yeah, so there's that. These are my hours. I finished a total amount of 393 and a half hours. Basically, you guys have heard a lot of how the hours are broken down. I was fortunate to be in the high school every day, so I was there 7 to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. And just because I was in the high school, it doesn't mean that I didn't go in and see the same thing every day. I got to experience, different classes, and some of the teachers would prep you for the classes, others wouldn't, so it might be you have no idea what you're walking into. And being a Catholic high school, they also did have mass and religious ceremonies, so I got to do a couple of those. And it was my second year doing the Red Wings games. And so then C hours were observation. I got to see a DWI simulation, which was really powerful. I don't know if you guys have seen it in high school for the prom, where they set up like a drunk driving accident, and the students actually act in it, and it's really like emotional and powerful. And I didn't do a lot of paperwork. I went to the BOCES office, which was kind of cool because I got to see the behind the scenes of sending interpreters out. And then E hours were supporting hours, and I mean that literally. I wouldn't have finished this internship if Amy, Tessa, and Tony didn't answer my phone calls every day, multiple times a day. So yeah. These are just some cool pictures of my internship. The words at the bottom that you can't see, those were MMA terms, and it took me about 3 times that I was continuing to go to the MMA class before I realized such a list existed. So it was cool. And then the top picture over here, the students at Kearney actually did a candlelight vigil for the Parkland victims of the shooting back in March. So they had 17 students represent the victims that were killed. And I don't know if you can see in the very corner where that weird light is. My mentor had to sit there and the light was blinding her in the eyes. She had no idea if anybody could see anything, and unfortunately it was kind of thrown to us last minute, so it was a lesson in try to figure it out on the fly. Some of the challenges that I faced were a lot of the teachers had different teaching styles. The teacher that I'm next to in particular She's a great teacher. She teaches psychology, but she will go off on a dime, like turn around and then completely change the subject, and it's kind of hard to follow, so it's a good challenge. I said also one of the hardest things I learned was our TED Talk. I didn't particularly get the grade that I was hoping for, but it also taught me that I can't look at one grade. It doesn't define me, who I am, and all the work that I've done. So that was kind of a big lesson there. Senioritis, not only did I have it, my student had it. So a lot of the time he would be on Facebook not paying attention to me, and I was like, okay, do I keep interpreting this, or what are we going to do? And there would be times when I'd have to yell at him, and I'm like, this is kind of awkward because I feel you, I understand that you don't want to do this, but gotta yell at you anyways. So that was something I learned. Also, professional chat. My mentor and I actually had a sit-down conversation, and she kind of was like, what's up with you? Your motivation seems to be lacking. You know, it doesn't seem like you are in it for the right reasons. And it kind of was like a come to Jesus talk, and I realized that I was letting outside factors affect my work, and it really wasn't professional. So it was definitely a big learning experience that professionalism is so important. And then I just kind of put these pictures up because everything can be fine 1 second, and then the next second you have no idea what's going on. So. And then I was just going to share 2 quick stories. This was actually my favorite teacher to interpret for, and one day we walked in and he had a Glad container. He said it was poop on the table, and like, so the kids were all like, oh my gosh, like, that's so gross. And my mentor was like, okay, you're up, you're interpreting. So I'm literally standing right next to the teacher, and he opens up the container, he's like, oh, it smells so bad. And like, it kind of was like psychological, and it freaked me out. I'm like, oh my gosh, and I like started gagging in front of all the students. And I was like, hang on a second. And then he looked at me, and he like paused, and he picked it up, and he put it in his mouth. It was a Tootsie Roll, but I was just freaked out. Yeah, so that was definitely, all the kids were laughing, and my mentor picked up on it that it was fake before I did, so I guess I was really focused. And then the second story, some of the classes start with a prayer, others don't. This one teacher was very adamant that prayer was a time for everybody to be respectful and quiet. And my student, like I said, he was on Facebook a lot of the time, and he was also into those video games like Call of Duty and I don't know what they are. And he opened his laptop, and all these machine guns and bombs started exploding, and he had that panic moment where he's like hitting every button trying to turn it off. The whole class is laughing. My mentor's in the back of the room dying, and the teacher's laughing. And he turns around because I'm like, you know, everyone hears that. And he's like, it happens to everybody, don't worry, you know. And it was just so hysterical. And then they had to bring it back and finish prayer. So, and then I just wanted to share a couple cool things that I found. Dale Bohm, he's an interpreter. He's also a lawyer, and he works specifically with the deaf community. He has a blog called Uncle Dale's Rules of Interpreting, and I discovered this on Facebook one night, and I couldn't sleep, and I read through all 550 rules that he has, and some of them are funny, some of them are, you know, serious, and like, oh, that applies to me. And I remember one conversation I had with Amy, and she was talking about something, and like, I just kind of sent her a screenshot of the rule, and it applied, so it was kind of cool. So if anyone wants to check it out, it's entertaining, and it's also like informational. And then just some advice for you future seniors. Like I said, professionalism is a really key thing, whether it's dress or even if you're emailing somebody to pick up observations or potential internships. Just reread your emails, you know, maybe make a signature that's, you know, professional or whatever, and be like, hey, what's up, you know, unless you're on that level with them, but start out professionally. Find your outlet. Don't take your bad days home with you. You know, it's easier said than done to leave work at work and come home, but find something to do in your downtime, whether it's reading or going out with your friends, whatever. I also wanted to include that personal thank yous go a long way. I've written so many thank you notes and stuck a Dunkin' Donuts gift card in an envelope for interpreters that have helped me out along the way, just to show my appreciation. It's not, mandated, but it is kind of nice to recognize the people who are helping you. And like other people said, jump in head first. It's the only way you're going to learn. I was planning on observing every class before I started interpreting in it. And the first day there was they were playing Monopoly or something, and I realized I could do it. So I was like, hey, let me take a stab at it, and it worked out. And like we said, you will mess up and have bad days. It won't be every day. And sometimes what you feel is your worst work is some of the best. I found that out with a video that I did. And also, don't forget to take time and enjoy. It's a really awesome thing to be able to work with professionals in the field that you want to go into, and just take all that you can from every experience. And yeah, so it's been a long time since I've been going to school, and it's finally time to graduate. And I guess to wrap it up as the self-appointed leader of the class that I always am, thank you everybody for coming, and good luck.